what happened and the intellect devourer and why they were running down the
I
street
never saw
chasing
that
him.
part
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I stayed in. So
So one more. What do you guys say when she asks you about the guy who jumped off the rooftop with a rapier and then disappeared?
Oh, that's JB never caught.
Who the hell's JB Nevercaught?
JB never caught.
Yeah, when they ask, that's what I say too.
he's never been
I'm
caught.
not really sure. And when they ask, there's that question. It's like, who was that guy? It's just like, I believe his name was JB Nevercott. We met him some time ago at uh, actually over the corpse of our friend Vivi when she was killed. He was
Mhm.
killed. I don't
Oh,
remember
wow.
the sex of Vivi.
Vivi was a guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Hind? Or, excuse me, Todrin? You say anything more than that?
Yeah, I'm visibly angry, tight-lipped. Yeah, that was never caught.
Okay.
He is never caught.
How about Oscar? You say anything about Nevercaught? Again, Oscar never saw him at all there, so.
Everyone keeps saying he's never been caught, but I think he has.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to get the music started here. So,
Stream is live and healthy.
Excellent.
excuse me. Cough button.
Hello, Internet.
So yesterday morning, Captain Zardoz Zord, master of the Sea all Maiden's Fair,
there,
came to your tavern as you were finishing breakfast and discussing the previous night's revelations.
Ah! Warn a guy.
He was-
Jesus Christ.
He was there to discuss the final preparations for Dragon Down, where Oscar has been asked to take on the role of Pirgaron Paladin's son, one of Waterdeep's most iconic heroes, during the festivities. He also asked the rest of you to take roles in the parade and even told the urchins, Nat, Squidly, and Jinx, that they could also take part in the parade. Things took a sudden turn, however, when Bartholomew noticed a large spider on the chimney that seemed to be paying far too much attention to a private discussion that he was having with Todrin. The spider turned out to be an imp in disguise, and it was soon joined by another in the form of a raven that came crashing through the window. Whoop, what happened to the music?
Died.
Was that... That wasn't me, right?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Sorry.
That's weird. Give me just a second.
Rhythm. Wake up,
Well,
Rhythm.
poop.
What the
Anyway,
hell?
I'll continue, and if it comes back on, we'll... where was I? Zardoz Zord suggested a floor-by-floor sweep of the manor. And you ended up killing several more imps in your home, but some of them managed to escape, and this is really hard to do without the music. I'm so used to it. Zardoz bid you farewell shortly thereafter, and so does Istrid Horn, who said that she needed to leave immediately if imps were spying on your manor. Bartholomew cast an invisibility spell on her so that she could leave without being noticed. She told you all that the Zentarum would remember your assistance as she left. You took a short rest after that, after the fighting, and soon Loon War Dragon arrived. Given countless reports of his strange behavior, you tried to improvise a plan to cast a spell of protection from good and evil upon him, but he was unwilling to cooperate and you were forced to fight him. Having seen firsthand just how good he is, you managed to keep him restrained and desperately tried to free the magic axe Azure Edge from his grasp. He resisted and nearly killed Serval in the process, but you were able to disarm him, only to have him disarm Bartholomew of Weaver and try to flee. Jarlaxle Bainray was in the next room, and with his help and that of Felric Lafine, you were able to catch up to Maloon and kill him, only to discover that he had been taken over by an intellect devourer. After killing the intellect devourer with Azure Edge, my tongue got tied. You were taken into custody by the City Watch by Alice Caledona. You were held for 24 hours. However, you were not charged with any crime, despite the captain's best efforts. Among the knight's revelations were that Jarlaxle has not only been using the disguise of JB Nevercott, he's also posing as Captain Zardoz Zord. So,
Is it the other way around?
tell you what, while you guys are in jail, if
Stop
you
it.
will give me just a minute to poke around here with rhythm while you guys just discuss briefly it's not so much, I guess it's technically a kind of a holding cell, but they've made you guys as comfortable as they can for given that this is a North Ward prison and not a Dock Ward prison like you were in previously with Captain Staggett. This one's a little bit nicer. They're not unused to handling nobles in the North Ward, so they've got better facilities. But
Good.
give me a minute to mess with this while you guys.
So are we free of the cells, or you want
Not
us
just
talking
yet.
in the cells?
Yeah, not just yet. I'm gonna mess with this and then I'm gonna get to it. So just if there's anything y'all want to talk about in the meantime.
Well, Todd will just randomly. So, Bart,
Bart's kind of despondent.
hey Bart, hey bud, tune in.
What?
So that was an elective hour.
Yes.
That's why they fuck you up so bad.
Apparently so.
Um, did how long was that thing in him? Do you think?
Days, weeks, months, who knows?
So we never knew the real Maloon.
Probably not.
What do you
Okay.
do about
Rhythm's not
that?
cooperating with me. Good night.
Bart doesn't even care. He's
Sorry.
got so much other things going on. He's just like, he looks over at you with this frown and then just looks back at the wall.
Oh,
What's the lighting like in here?
It's candlelight. There's for the night they've kind of lowered the lighting so that everybody can sleep right. But for right now, just call it low light, candlelight. So
I keep toggling the lights with Druidcraft.
toggle candles.
let's see.
So just randomly will be plunged into darkness.
Which I'm sure is very therapeutic for our
All right.
repeat jailbirds.
So yeah, and that's the thing. You guys know that she's got nothing on you. There's no way that they're going to be able to charge you with anything. But you guys wait through the next morning. You've gotten a long rest now, and you wait and you wait. It really seems a little too late now.
Real time D&D.
At some
But
point,
eventually,
I look over at Serval. You want to place a bet on whether Ayana shows up again?
I start counting people.
speaking of which, who's got Serval
Hmm.
tonight?
My turn.
Let me free him up here. There you go.
There it
Race
is.
bets. Nah.
So I apologize about the music tonight. This, for some reason, just isn't cooperating.
That sucks, because it was there.
Yeah, it was there. And it may come back at any time. I don't know. We'll see.
Dang. All right.
So yeah, sorry I interrupted the.
Well, for the sake of the stream, I can play it in the Discord window since you got the link right there. Just so
Okay.
you know.
So yeah, you guys wait for a while, and the next morning, one of the constables comes by and he says, "Has the captain been down here?"
Who?
Captain Caledona.
No.
That's odd. He should have let you out by now.
Oh,
Give
imagine
me a
that.
moment. I'll go fetch a sergeant. I'll be right back. And he goes upstairs, and it's about 5, maybe 10 minutes later. He comes back with the sergeant, and they're like, terribly sorry, Captain Caledona didn't show up today. You're free to go. They unlock all the cells, and they let you leave.
She didn't show up.
No, for some reason, she didn't say anything, but, didn't come in this morning.
Well, that's awful convenient. Thank you for coming to let us out.
Terribly sorry, my lord.
Serval, if I could get a persuasion check, Serval looks at him and goes, "You do know, gentlemen, that we had to murder, misspoke.
I was going to say, his eyebrow's going to go up with that one.
We had to kill a friend who had been taken over by an intellect devourer, yes?
He says, yes, we heard about that. Sounded horrible.
Watch for anything out of the norm, gentlemen. Be wary for your own safety, for your families.
And the constable kind of says, wait, I've heard this word. What is this thing? What's it do?
Okay, imagine something the size of a cat that can eat your brain and pretend to be you. It will work your body as though it was you. And it will spy for Zenithar.
They kind of look at each other.
That's what happened to one of Force Grey's most outstanding warriors.
Speaking
Our
of
friend.
out of the ordinary, how often does the captain miss days of work?
This is the first time that I know of.
Thank you, Hind. I appreciate you.
Yep. I was waiting to finish that one for you. Yeah, well,
Hey,
like the man said, just keep an eye out. They learn some things about you, apparently, but not all the things.
They can
Oscar,
pretend to be you to a point.
Oscar?
Oscar puts his paw on Todrian's back and says, "I'm sorry that Hyana and the captain were not here for your 3-way."
Wait,
Oh, God!
wait, what?
What?
I had a 3-way?
Well, you were waiting for so long, and you were talking about her, and you
Ah,
were going to place bets, and I just
wow.
you know how much fun I have,
Jesus
and
Christ.
Wow.
You made us look worse there than you did in the whole interview. The whole interrogation.
That is so good. I love it.
Yeah, my face just turns red. Anyway,
Oh,
gentlemen, good luck to you. Stay safe. I got business. I'm just gonna walk away.
Turn every shade of red there is.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys.
Kaysen, in the middle of all of that,
Sure.
I'm gonna try to leave. Not trying to be unseen, but I don't care.
Just
Mhm.
walking out.
Just as
They
soon as
open
they
the
open
door.
as soon as they open the door, you just walk away.
Right, they open the door and everyone starts talking, and I just
Right.
leave.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, after you're done talking to the City Watch guys, you guys follow Bart out the door, and he's pretty good. Block extra ahead of you guys. But you guys make your way back to Troll Skull Manor. And again, by this point, it's noon the next day, so you're looking at today is the 15th of Kythorn. So that's 15 days away from the Founders Day deadline that you've heard about for the Castle Lanterns. It's also 5 days away from Dragon Down.
And Dragon Down is both Kai's play and my armor.
They told you the armor would be ready sometime after Dragon Down.
Damn it!
Yep, don't get to use it for all of our shenanigans here.
Fuck.
Hey,
So-
plate armor takes a while to make, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
I
understand
looked into
completely.
it.
I know you did. I appreciate it. I couldn't remember when, and I'm trying not
Yeah.
to get excited, and it's not working.
I know. I will ask you one thing. What about the other thing? And if we need to go to whispers, we can. Just briefly.
Yeah, let's do that because I have no fucking
Okay.
idea what you're talking about.
Okay, we'll be right back. The Heartstone,
Oh,
because
they're
they
gonna
won't
need
need
it.
it, but Rishal will need it,
Right.
and it's gonna be like a day, is all that's gonna be, and it'll probably be, quite frankly, Dragon Down would probably be the best time to do it.
He would need that after the plate armor's complete, right? Or no,
Well, he
because
needs-
he's enchanting the
well,
thing,
the-
and then the armor
yeah,
gets attached.
Right, the plate armor is completely separate from the Heartstone.
Right. That's a good point. Okay.
But he will need it, and he can do it in a day, to create the amulet. from
Okay.
it.
Um.
And like I said, the best time to do that is Dragon Down, which is the summer solstice. So
Right.
as far as when the stars all align and the planets are all in the right place at the right time, that's going to be the time to do something like that.
Yeah, and a great time to fucking turn in my one spellcasting capability.
I will say this: you can get another one from the temple pretty easy.
Oh
mean,
shit!
An emblem, or I forget what there's you can get a reliquary, an emblem, and an emblem is literally just they paint it on your armor, or they paint it on your shield.
Okay.
In fact, I have one that's maybe on your shield. I'm not sure, but it's not a big deal to get it. It might cost a little money, but you guys have a little bit of money, so
Right.
just to keep that in mind. He's going to need that eventually.
Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, we can go back now.
All right.
So where was I?
Things that we're doing.
Right. So you guys head on home.
Did we have anything we needed to accomplish as a group today? Cause I got a thing that needs done. I don't know what else is going on today.
When we get back to Troll Skull Manor, I'm gonna go to my library and start researching
Okay.
the brain things. God
Devours?
damn, intellect devours.
Intellect devours, yeah. It's already working.
It's all. Oh God! Stop it! You
I'm
stop
a horrible
it.
person, I know. I'm sorry. Okay, so tell you what. You know what you're looking for. So go ahead.
I'm gonna utilize this. I'm gonna make you let me do this because I have researcher.
I
If
was gonna
don't
say.
know where it is. I know where to go to get it.
Yep. So I'm gonna bring up
Haha.
research here real quick.
Very nice.
So according to Xanathar's guide, typically a character needs access to a library or a sage to conduct research.
I
Assuming
am
such
a
access
sage.
assuming such access is available, which is, conducting research requires 1 work week of effort and at least 50 gold pieces spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and
Damn
other
it.
expenses. Here's the thing, though. You're looking for something very specific. You've got information on it already, so I'm going to say it's not going to take you that long, and you've probably got books on it handy. Considering this is something you guys have dealt with before, this isn't going to be like a huge undertaking research-wise for you.
Okay.
So that may change
couple of
depending on the
days?
subject, but for this, I don't know. Let's roll me an intelligence check, just a flat intelligence check.
Ah, 7.
Yeah. If you've got it here handy, this might take a while. You do get 1 piece of information. This goes on from a 6 to a 10. You get 1 piece of information. So, let me see. Give me just a second here.
I'm looking specifically on information regarding their possession of others. like how long it can occur, signs that it's happened. Um, what's another big one? I had a list. I was
Right.
like, these are 3 things I need to know.
So the best you can gather in what little bit of information you can find just today is no one really knows how long an intellect devourer can remain in its host. They are the signs generally are a change in behavior, motivation, goals, that kind of thing, which is what you found out with Maloon. That he suddenly got a hard on for those Zentarum.
Right.
Other than that, there's not a whole lot of information you can come up with a 7.
Shit.
It's
fair.
pretty much what you already know is basically what you can get out of that.
Okay.
Anybody else have any plans for the day?
Yes.
Okay, Totter.
Probably going to have, unless something more interesting comes up, I'll have Serval go to the
Auction. Was that
auction
the thing you were
house
looking for?
if he can convince at least one other person to go with him.
Let's send it to Totter first, and then we'll come to that.
Yeah. All right. So, knowing what I need to do for my armor, I would like to stop by and get a flower.
Sure.
Couple flowers. A lot of flowers, let's be honest. And then...
You know what? I'm just gonna say we'll call it part of your lifestyle expenses.
Awesome. Cool.
Does that
I
sound
like
fair
that.
to you?
Yeah, that sounds exactly accurate, actually. And then I'm gonna head off to the temple.
Okay.
And when I arrive,
So I just looked it up. A holy symbol, amulet, emblem, or reliquary is 5 gold pieces.
5 gold pieces, okay. Knowing what I know about how to make paladin spells work, would I know if I could get the mirror to work as a reliquary? I don't know what that word actually means.
Essentially, a reliquary is a relic of your deity. So yes, it would actually, and I think it may be in the description of it. I'm not sure. If it's not, it should be, and I'll put it there if I need to.
Cool.
But
Okay.
yes, it would act as a reliquary if you had it.
So I will head on into the temple and keep an eye out for anybody I know, but my goal is to get that mirror back.
Okay.
So if talking to Ayana is the only way I know of, then I'll go try to find her, but if I know of another way, I'll
So-
try to give her space.
The best you know is that it has been placed in the temple vault.
What do I know about the vault? Could I walk up as the chosen and get in? That's what I'm gonna try, actually. Is there like a guy with a sign-in sheet?
Not exactly. It's more of a. There's no guard, no standing guard. It's not a particularly large vault. I really wish this would work. It's not going to. So, yeah, you make your way through the temple. Let's see here. Oh. I just rolled a natural 20. So when you arrive at the vault, you do find Ayana Lothalus
Okay.
is not waiting, but either she has heard you were here and has asked which way you went, or she has followed you here.
Okay. Are we reasonably alone?
As far as you can tell, it's just the two of you right now. Unless you want to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, it's
6.
just you two.
Yes. Okay. I'll walk up to her. Ariana, it is good to see you. How has your day been?
Well, it was fine up till now. How are you?
Oh, something
What a
happened?
bitch.
I'm sorry, what was that, Bart?
I'm not there, so
He said, "What a bitch." I'm like, well, did something happen?
Not yet. What? What are you here for?
Well,
She,
I
she looks exasperated, like just almost exhausted, but
Just
go ahead.
not wanting to deal with him.
right. Listen, I have a project that is ongoing, and I will not have the use of my Heartstone during that time. So I was planning on making use of the mirror since it's sitting cold in the vault, and Our Lady clearly wanted it to be out in the world.
If she wanted it to be out in the world, why did you bring it here?
Because I thought you would make it available to the following, as I told you.
Of course, it has to be my fault, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, but it was. I hold out a flower.
She doesn't even raise a hand to take the flower at all. She just
dead eyes you.
Yeah. and she says, "You're not getting in that vault, Todrin."
You know, I've never been anything but supportive, helpful, and loving toward you and your position here at the temple. But despite this, for some reason, I've had to put up with nothing but second guessing, jealousy, and accusations from you ever since
Jealousy.
ever since this elevation occurred.
Yeah, she just kind of scoffs at jealousy. She says, "Todrin, I'm not jealous of you. I am suspicious of you."
So you know better than Our Lady of Love.
No.
Maybe we should be worshiping you instead.
It seems to me like you want them to be worshiping you. You were the one that was here walking around with this flock of people practically worshiping at your feet. They were all over you.
Yeah, you're right. You're not jealous at all. Listen, this has gone on long enough. If you truly believe in the way of life that Our Lady wishes to inspire in us, then you will put this childish enmity behind you and help me bring about her will in this world. I give you this last chance because I truly believe you to be a wonderful woman and an excellent head priestess, as do that flock of people. But if you let me down again, I swear I will besiege Suni for her blessing to choose a new priestess who will actually support our following in these trying times.
I was gonna say roll a persuasion check, but it's gonna be intimidation with that. So it's probably
Okay.
the same for you either way. But
Yeah, it is. It is.
Does that even need a roll?
17.
she just takes a step forward into your personal space, just stares right into your eyes, and she says, "I'm going to watch you fall,
Oh,
and
shit.
I'm going to enjoy it." And she turns around and walks away.
Damn. Okay. Is the vault open?
It is not.
It's a locked door, I'm assuming.
It's a vault, yeah. It's locked.
Well, yeah.
Now, I will say, you know, there are plenty of artists here at the temple. There are people who will be more than happy to paint an emblem on your shield, or if you would like to have an amulet, you can find several of the priests will have one of those available.
Yeah, but this is all called settling.
Yeah.
But that sounds like that's the best
I mean,
can do.
if you want to find a way into the vault, I'm not going to stop you.
Well, it's not like I
Someone
can
else may, but
pick a fucking lock or anything. So, yeah, I guess I'll go find an artist and get the emblem painted on my shield.
Too bad we can't use a divination spell to kind of record that moment.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, God damn it! I wish I had a witness.
So go ahead and roll me a persuasion check as for finding someone to make. You said an emblem, right?
Yeah, just paint the emblem on my shield.
Sure. You find someone that is more than happy and will paint it free of charge. It's on me, my lord. I'm happy to help.
Oh,
It
I
would be my
appreciate
honor
it.
to do this for the chosen of Sunni.
Well, thank you.
And so yeah, I'm going to put that. Let's see. Would we put this on your shield?
Yes, please.
So I just realized you already have one on your shield, so I'm not going to put one on your shield. But just so you know, you already had one. So
Well, that was kind of second line anyway.
that's okay.
Yeah.
They will, maybe it's been scuffed over time and they'll repaint it for you.
There you go. That works.
All right. So
Spruce it up.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, fuck.
From there,
I've been working on that speech for a while. God damn it. And it failed. Son of a bitch.
It didn't necessarily fail, but, it wasn't as effective as you'd hoped. If nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
A 17 is pretty solid, so...
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
17's not nothing. So yeah, the auction house. So
yes.
later that evening, you all. This is so weird doing this without music now.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's okay. I wonder what the problem is. Actually, I'm gonna try one more time to bring it up here, just because when it took itself out. Hey, there you go.
Hey, it worked? Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's working.
Nice.
I don't know what the problem was before, but here we go.
Rhythm's an asshole.
Yeah, Rhythm's an asshole.
Rhythm is a
Just
dancer.
kidding. We love you, Rhythm. I don't want to piss it off. Goddamn robot apocalypse happens and Rhythm comes playing, another one bites the dust or some shit.
He's listening. Another one bites the dust. Oh, God.
Okay. So, that evening, you all I'm going to assume you all go. Do any of you choose to remain behind at all for any reason?
This is the auction house?
Auction house,
Yeah.
If I'm back, I'm gonna find Bart and stay with
You'd
him.
be back. Okay.
So if he wants to go, if I can
Nope,
convince
I'm still
him,
doing research.
if I can convince him to go, I want to try to convince him to go.
Go ahead.
I'm not
And Serval would mention that we might be able to find some subject matter relevant books at the auction house as well.
I'm going to tell you right now, Todd, rolling persuasion checks for other players.
Oh, I know. I was just going through the motions. He doesn't want to go. He's not going. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to roll it. Yeah, DC 23 because I got 22. But okay, so if he doesn't want to leave, well, do you want me to stay here with you?
If that's what you'd like, I'm in my library just flipping through books. Going over to a shelf with a book in my hand, taking out another book and resting that on top of that book. Opening that and starting to read that one.
I'm like, Serval, maybe you should just take Oscar. We'll hold down the four here. Unless you need me along for something, but you seem like you can handle yourself.
Well,
What? What's going on, man?
It just he's definitely preoccupied, and
Well, damn, there's
he's
only
like-
one of me.
yeah,
Uh,
no, not as preoccupied as Bart, just in that kind of a little bit ADHD moment type way of like kind of forgetting where he was at and
Right. It's
trying
taking
to
a toll on all
reorient
of us.
himself.
Okay.
But
Is rhythm working?
Serval,
Yeah.
Oh god, rhythm is working. It was so quiet. I was like, what is that noise?
So Bart,
God.
while I'm at the auction house,
Yes.
if I find any books, I mean, I'm not 100% sure I'd find something that you don't already have, but there might be some something that has more information than we currently have access to at your pristine, fantastic library here.
I suppose. If you find some books that you think are relevant to magic, sure, buy them.
All right.
Thank you, Serval.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Todrin.
Good call on that spell, by the way.
Gentlemen.
Yes, of course, Serval.
All right, Oscar, are you going with Serval then?
Oscar! Shall we go and peruse trinkets and see what fuckery we can get into? Assuming Kai's here. Kai. Kai. Bye, Kai.
I just sent him a ping. I don't know if he's awake or not. It probably won't help. He'd probably hear us before he'd hear a ping. Anyway, so I'm going to say Serval and Oscar head on to the auction house, which is it's in the castle ward, and it's I don't know
How
if you've seen the
far-
city of the map of Waterdeep, but it's about almost right in the middle of the city.
It's not far from Force Grey, is it? From the headquarters?
It's a block away.
All
Block
right.
away from Blackstaff Tower. The auction house is
That's
actually
right. Blackstaff.
yeah. The auction house is actually on the westernmost side of the marketplace, so it's actually the closest building to Blackstaff Tower, in fact.
So
And-
actually, Serval is going to make a detour, like last minute, and head to request an audience with Blackstaff.
Okay. So you head to Blackstaff Tower, and yeah, Vajra will have you brought up, and Serval, Oscar, how can I help you?
My lady Blackstaff, I don't know if word has reached you yet.
Maloon. Yes.
Maloon War Dragon has been dead for an unknown amount of time, and an intellect devourer has
Infiltrated?
Yeah, she's sitting behind the desk, and she just nods her head, and she says, "I know. I wish
my lady.
I wish I had known sooner. I feel responsible for putting you all in danger for sending him with you."
I have heard say that he was your friend,
He was.
and Xanathar Guild has now taken even more of a toll. I'm still recovering from my friend Herman, and now Maloon. My lady,
She's-
my condolences to you, and I'm curious, who was the real Maloon? What was he before this thing took his place?
Just a second here. She says, Maloon was one of the most honest, optimistic, and frankly lucky men that I've ever known. He was blessed by Timora. I suppose his luck eventually ran out, but do you have any idea when it happened?
When I met Oscar and the rest of my current companions, I had already heard stories that Miloon was acting out of sorts,
I have
and
a
that
quick
there was great concern.
point of order. Do you still have Azure Edge with you, or have you left it at the Trollskull Manor, or where is it currently? Where is she currently?
Nobody's asked for Azure Edge, so Serval's kept Azure Edge, and
Forgot about it completely.
I did too until this very moment. So, Azure Edge, when the question is asked, will say, 3 months ago.
I can't believe we forgot about that.
No
I
fucking kidding.
had some other.
and
I was fucking around with rhythm. Azure Edge says, 3 months ago, Maloon accompanied a band of adventurers on an expedition into Undermountain. We were ambushed.
Serval's eyes get wide when Azure Edge starts speaking to him, and he looks up and looks at Blackstaff. Ma'am,
Yeah, she kind of sits up and looks up to you and she says, "What?"
Serval, you know, pulls out Azure Edge and says, she says that it happened 3 months ago, and Serval just repeats what Azure Edge says.
Just a minute here. I got more for this.
Sorry to kind of derail things a little bit.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just kind of winging it a little bit. I didn't think about this until I realized where the auction house was and how close it was
So-
to. Yeah.
While we were resting, Azure Edge says, we were attacked by goblins and other monsters in Undermountain. I failed him. I didn't see the intellect devourer coming until it was too late. He began using me to strike down his unsuspecting companions, and I tried to stop him. But the creature knew what I would do and thwarted my efforts. I was taken to the Xanathar's lair, and the last thing I remember is the Xanathar itself telling a drow wizard to find a way to disable my defenses before its eye came to rest upon me and everything went dark. I don't know how long it was before I found myself attached to his belt in the yawning portal again. He used me against my will to strike down dozens of innocent people, and there was nothing I could do to stop him. The past 3 months have been nothing but short of torture for me. My duty is to
Fuck.
defend the city of Waterdeep, and I failed to do that because of whatever that drow did, whatever the beholder had him do.
Serval recounts this, and as it gets further into the story, he starts gritting his teeth and recounting it through just he gripping the handle tightly and visibly angered and frustrated, recounting Azra's story to the Blackstaff.
And the Blackstaff will look to you and she says, may I see the axe?
Serval takes a moment to compose himself, makes an effort to relax his fingers, and takes the axe and hands it Ezra Edge handle first to the black staff.
She lays Azure Edge on the desk in front of her, and she rests one hand over the grip. It's beautiful axe. The grip is wrapped with this blue dragon hide, and she puts her hand over it, and she says, "You just see her nodding her head a little bit." A couple of minutes pass, and you gather that they're probably having some kind of telepathic discussion
Indeed.
before she turns it back to you. She says, Azure Edge is seeking a new wielder.
Uh-oh, Hind. Might be Serval here.
That's fine. That's fine.
And she says, you'll have to take it up with her, however.
Serval tentatively reaches down and takes her grip and says to her, to Ezra Edge, but out loud, saying, I'm more proficient with and skilled with blades. I am not sure I could do you justice without a lot of training.
She says,
And
you hear Azure Edge interrupt. She says, I will forever be thankful to you for allowing me the final strike upon the intellect devourer that took Maloon's body. It forced me to act against my will. However, you are a sailor with no real attachment to this city. I hope that the loss you have suffered and the violence over the last few months does not deter you from calling Waterdeep home. But I cannot choose you to be my wielder.
Serval, I understand. I don't know where home is. The sea doesn't call as clearly as it once did. And right now, I want to protect this city, but for the wrong reasons. I want to see Xanathar Guild destroyed for what it has done.
I also have unfinished business with them, but I think this is a discussion for the rest of your group.
Serval nods and asks if there's anything more Azure Edge and Blackstaff need from each other, and then
Let's see. The Black Staff, she'll ask you how things are going with the investigation, if you've learned anything.
Serval would recount what's his nuts discovered.
Vincent Trench, yeah.
Yes, Trench.
The whole thing?
The Cliff Notes version of it.
Okay. Do you mention the contract? Essentially, is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. That was a
She will say,
point.
obviously, she is just, this is nuts. This is terrible. We've got to do something. But without evidence, there's nothing she can do. That she needs something solid, some kind of proof. And without the contract or without some kind of hard evidence, there's just nothing that you can do from her position right now.
Of course. I just wanted to let you know
Right.
what we have managed in the past few days. And Serval would emphasize his suspicion of the culpability of the certain captain of the watch.
So, meanwhile, back at Troll Skull Manor, Zardoz Zord bursts in the door, and Todrin, where are you at the time?
I'm in the library with Bert trying to
Okay.
figure out if
So
I
it's
still
not
remember how to read. No.
it's not long before you hear Zardoz. You hear these footsteps just coming up the pump, 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 and he's just making his way up the stairs quite loudly. And the door swings open. And he says, "My friends!" He says, "What are you doing in here and locked away in this library? Let's go
Where are we going?
to the auction house."
Oh,
Why?
I'm gonna sit back and watch Bart's reaction here.
That frown reappears in a crease on my
Frown.
forehead. I'm just, why?
He's got this big smile on his face, and he says, "Because they have something that you all might be interested in."
Is it the Stone of Golor, that damnable object?
Close. You just see this kind of a grin.
I just raise an eyebrow.
I'm
A
just staring at him.
Let's just say that a certain someone is going to be there. I have made sure of it. Let's go.
I look over
I
at
Chop,
Bert.
chop!
I slam my book, like, that I'm holding in my hand, to just slam it closed in my hand. Fine.
Hey, look at it this way. You can bring that one with you. Looking
says,
at Bert.
I have a coach downstairs with the ladies. Let's go.
Now, see,
Just
that
mumbling as we
sounds
walk
good.
out.
You bring your book. I'll talk to the ladies. It'll be great. I still haven't moved. Like, we're both pretty much ignoring Zardoz right now, and I'm just looking at Bart like...
Yeah, he's already turned around and walked away. It's like, they'll be here.
You up to it?
I suppose. Let's go.
Attaboy. I'll clap him on the shoulder and
Yeah,
follow
so
him down.
you guys come to the... And he's got a coach that is... he has rented for the evening, and
As we walk out of the room, I just cast Mage Armor on myself.
And he does that while I'm rubbing his shoulders vigorously from behind. It'll be just like old times. Ladies for me, books for you.
Mm.
so...
And then I just shimmer. Books. All right.
So yeah, you guys arrive at the auction house at pretty much the same time. And when you get there, you find that there's a very, let's call it a robust protest going on outside. And it's the same kind of protest that you guys recognize from the night that you guys were in the
From
dock ward
earlier.
chasing the
A
Yeah.
protest of the nobles.
I'm
It's
sorry, this is outside
specifically
the...
of- auction house.
Okay.
Outside the auction house.
Gotcha.
And on the steps of the auction house, you see a familiar face go in, being that it's you see Mert walking into the auction house. Who Bartholomew you remember specifically?
Okay.
If not, I can get you a picture of him.
One more time.
Mert,
I'm sorry.
Mert was the guy.
Ah, yes. No. Don't tell me. I know. He's the. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The
Oh, the
Harper.
Harper from fucking 3.5 years ago. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him too. I know this guy.
Yeah.
Because I followed.
Todrick
So-
seemed to
When
have
I see
lost
him,
your-
I look for
There it is.
Mr. Zardoz.
You in fact see Zardoz Zord is stepping out of the carriage and making his way past these protesters, and it's about that time you guys see Serval and Oscar are coming up, walking towards you from the other direction, oddly enough.
Sorry to interrupt, but a quick fact check here. Why would the protest be in front of the auction house? Is that a primarily noble
Roll an insight check.
destination? Fuck.
Even with an 8, it's because nobles and rich people frequent the auction house.
So it's okay, primarily noble
This
destination.
is not a hard check. I just wanted to make you roll for something.
Okay, gotcha. You son of
But
a
yeah,
bitch.
this is not typically a place that, like, you don't go here unless you've got money, unless you've got connections.
Okay, good to know. Just so we know where we're at.
So you guys all arrive, and this process is going on, and you see a familiar face, Todrin. Your father is standing on the
Shit.
steps to the auction house, and he's holding his hands up, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, please, this is completely unnecessary. There is nothing going on here that is not being completely taken care of. I can assure you." And he's
Your father's Bill Clinton?
I went through about 3 different accents there, all in about 5 seconds. I apologize.
No, it's okay. That's okay. I'm just reading real quick who my dad is.
He's standing up on the steps here, trying to get everyone to calm down and let people through.
Can I just?
He has
make
not yet
my way
seen
to,
you.
I'll make my way to him.
All right. So he's standing up and he turns to you and says, "Todrin, what are you doing here?"
I thought I could lend a hand, and I'll stand up next to him and turn to the crowd.
He puts his arm around you and says, "Be my guest. They're all yours."
Oh boy. Oh shit. Is it fairly quiet? Everybody can hear me?
There's a lot of chanting. It's a noisy protest. There's signs about what happened to my son, that kind of thing.
Oscar leans to whoever's nearby. This is going to be good.
Oh,
Points
shit.
at Todd.
I'll just hold my arms up, just so everybody's looking. Or not looking. I don't know. Just to experiment and see what happens.
Sure. Go ahead. You trying to get their attention?
I just hold my arms up just to see what happens, because he's, voices clearly aren't working, so maybe they'll recognize me.
Well, he's already gotten attention. Like, all eyes are on him right now anyway. And then when you come up, he directs the attention to you, so that's not a problem. But what do you say to the crowd?
Wow. My good folk, I understand that there have been some troubling times lately. Pause for effect.
Yeah, there's some shouting comes back, and you just they're angry, but again, it's been peaceful protests throughout Waterdeep so far.
So I'll continue. Well, I just want to appreciate I want to express my pride in you folk. I have lived here my whole life, and I have to say, the way you have been expressing your strife is commendable. I appreciate your efforts to do this peaceably and to get your voices heard without any further violence and damage to our beloved city.
Oscar's going to be yelling back Baptist sermon style.
So, helping or hurting, Oscar?
Hey, that's up to you.
I think he's trying to like praise the Lord type moment.
Yeah.
Where
Amen,
you have
brother.
A preacher upstairs.
All right.
And he's
So
just
I'm gonna say that Oscar is helping you if you would like to roll a persuasion check for the crowd.
Okay. I'm not really aiming for dispersion here, just more like,
Right.
yeah. I'll let you make a
continued.
So yeah,
re-emphasis
21.
on peaceable. Nice.
So with that, you hear a lot of agreement and a lot of heads nodding, and you hear at least one person say, "At least we know House Aunt Catherine's one of the good ones."
Yes.
And
I'll point at him. Indeed they do. Indeed they do.
and Lord Rorgar Amcathra will kind of pats you on the back, and he leans in and whispers, "Just good job. You've been practicing, haven't you?"
Oh, God. If you only knew, Father.
Uh,
Shall we head inside?
Indeed. And he will turn around and lead the way inside. And inside, you guys see a number of people that are here. If you would like to move your tokens to wherever you would like to be.
Yes! Yes! Oh, wow. Okay, I need to check some names here real quick.
Fucking, what is with that orally attached girlfriend?
I
Oh,
don't know what you're
no.
talking about.
Oh, no! So,
Uh-oh.
okay, so is Dad, Dad and I are walking down the aisle toward, Mom, and I can see Mom?
Yep.
And I get to about here and turn to walk down and just stop cold. Just stop dead in my tracks. Father,
He says, "Yes, Tondrin."
I'm just staring dead down the
And
lane at,
he turns his head and he looks and he goes, "Oh dear."
What's she doing here, Father?
I didn't know she was here, Tondrin.
Who is it that I'm missing something?
Okay, so there's 5 seats in a lane. The first 2 are my mom and my dad. Then there's a blank, and then in the next seat is Lady Rhea Janskill.
Jansil, yeah.
Jansil, and her token is a crazy bitch. That's all you know.
No, I brought up the stream. I've got it paused so that I'm not hearing double voices. But yeah, I can see the deal. I'm just confused as to what the concern is.
So, the first thing you see as you enter is Zarda Zord and his 2 lady friends have made their way all the way to the very front row and sat, and he's got his arms around both of them just in the front row with, legs splayed out wide, and just the
He's
auctioneer.
manspreading.
Yeah, oh, very much so. He's quite the scene. Very much so up front. You also see there's a. I'm. Tell you what, everybody roll me a perception check. I know it's on the map, but we'll see how this goes and who notices what.
All right, so really quickly, when I walk forward, I'm gonna stop with Mert, and I'm gonna just subtly bend down and whisper, "You have him."
You cut out. Did you say, do you have a moment?
Yes. Sorry, I guess whispering doesn't work when my mic isn't directly in front of my face.
Yeah. Do you remember what I said to you about Rhea, Jax? It was a while ago.
Vaguely.
Yeah, there wasn't much, so what you remember is what you need to know.
Yes.
So, Mert will kind of spin in his chair a little bit and look up to you, and he says, "Certainly. Shall we step outside?"
No, this will be fine. And I look over at his companion.
Okay. Just roll me a intelligence check.
Haven Tree.
That one's better.
Okay, Lady Romalia Haventree. This is the woman who your uncle Aleros came in and found her husband had been killed. She is, or rather, her husband was a masked lord of Waterdeep, and she is a very high-ranking member of the Harpers, to the best of your knowledge.
That's fine. I didn't tell her to leave. I just looked over at her.
She's not leaving. She's just looking at you.
And I look back at him. First all, apparently the Zentarim are being systematically crushed by the Xanathar here in the city. Not systematically, but
You see, she kind of nudges Mert a little bit. She says, 4 rows in front. They're sitting right there.
right, they're still here. Like, I'm not saying they're being removed, but all of their power is slowly being taken away.
He just kind of nods his head.
On top of that, a cult of Asmodeus seems to be growing stronger.
Says, what do you have on that?
Well, prominent members of the nobility seem to be worshipping them rather devoutly.
Contracts.
This isn't the place to mention that.
He's fucking standing in the aisle next to this guy.
Yeah.
Serval's nowhere near that, so I'm just being
Yeah.
obnoxious.
Where do you want to be, by the way, while this is happening? Since you can't move yourself.
Well, is there a viewing room of the items that were going to be up for?
Yeah, you guys are in it. It's this huge room. There's, let's see, 6 rows of chairs. There's red carpet right down the middle. It's split kind of half of the seats on one side, half of them on the other. There's, dozens of chairs in here.
And I'm
Oh, and-
whispering this behind a cupped hand, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I've kind of like bent down and I'm just like,
Yeah,
Give
this
it-
you can tell nobody notices.
Give the man a stealth check. Oh, okay, you got it.
So, Oscar, what are you doing?
That's the wrong button. I'm up front, sitting down in the aisle next to Zardas's lady.
Were you gonna do that
In
thing
the
you
aisle?
mentioned to me?
oh god.
No, because I don't remember it.
The,
Hold on.
That's perfect answer. No, because I don't
No,
remember.
because I don't remember it. Brilliant. Brilliant!
I love playing with you guys.
Isn't it great? So much fun. I'm so excited that
Sorry.
this is happening.
So, Oscar is visibly uncomfortable sitting, so he makes like a large grunting sounds as he stands up, and he walks back. And he kind of shakes this, what is that? Whatever that is, couch, and he drags it all the way. Excuse me, Bart. Sorry, come in. Just
I don't know if you guys can hear it on rhythm.
Yeah, yep.
And it's this long, awkward sound where he just keeps dragging it down the aisle and around the people that are standing in the way, all the way. And the guy,
As Oscar does that, like the moment attention pulls towards us, I stop looking at them and I just say, "Thought you should know," and I just start walking behind Oscar.
Oh my god.
Nice. And I will sit.
The thing he
I
grabbed
will
is a
s-
2-seater, if you want to sit with him.
I'll sit right. Where are you sitting?
I'm standing watching him drag the bench.
Nice. I'll walk over here next to you, and I'll just be
Totter.
like, "This is fascinating."
as soon as he starts making all of that noise, there's no stealth roll in the world that could have saved you from this.
Yep, I know. So I watch him drag it, so all eyes are turned towards him, and then I turn
Yeah,
back to look at Mom, and
The entire room turns to watch Oscar as this happens. And you see Rhea stands up and she goes, Todrin?
oh,
And she starts instantly, gets up, crawls across the person that's in front of crawls across in front of your mother and in front of your father, and she just, Todrin, I can't believe you're here. Where
Yep.
have you been? It's
Right.
been so long.
Oh God. Just help. Rhea, yes, it's real pleasure to see you again.
She's, I haven't seen you in so long. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Lot of things, lot of
What kind
places.
of things? What kind of places?
The show's about to start. I'm just gonna
Ah,
try to
The
push
show.
past it.
Well, come
hi,
on,
I
let's.
just beat it.
Roll me a strength check, Todrin.
Oh my
She
God!
just
Fucking
grabs your arm and tries to pull you into a chair.
Oh no, 8.
Oh. She pulls you into this chair right next to her, right in front of your parents. And she just says, she has not let go of you yet. Your arm is practically in a vice grip, and she's just holding on to you, and she's just way too much into your personal space. And she's just,
I'm pinned
It's-
by ethics and protocol and vice grip all at once.
exactly.
Just stiff as a board.
140-pound woman's just got you freaking.
Yep.
I'm gonna sit next to Todrin's parents,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
Uh,
lean over to his mom. This is fascinating.
And she goes, she says, I honestly had no idea that she was here today.
Just 2 seats over. Thanks, Mom.
Neither did I. I wasn't gonna come, but I'm glad that I did.
I'm just stiff as a board. Yep. Yep.
So Serval was sampling what was going to be available for auction, and when all
Well-
of this starts with Oscar, he would actually be looking around to see people's reaction and try to take note of anybody that seemed rather amused by Oscar.
First thing you notice, just you don't even have to make a roll for this. Zardoz is sitting in the front row with a glass of wine and is enjoying the show very much.
Of course.
Nice.
Let's see, roll him a perception check.
Oh, sorry. That's right. That's me. Serval is their perception. Hoo-yah! 14 plus 7, 21. Nice.
You see, man who's been described to you before, and pretty unmistakable here, is Lord Victoro Castellanter, is sitting on the third row, next to his tiefling butler, who you do not recognize. But the tiefling butler that you had been told by Vincent Trench existed after you guys had chased a human butler through the streets.
Yeah, puts 2 and 2 together.
Well, at this point, Serval is less than sure as to what we're dealing with in any capacity. So there's more than just devils that can assume shapes. And after our run with Maloon, he's not going to assume that's a devil anymore, or anything. He's not going to assume it's anything other than probably not what it looks like.
It's dangerous, whatever it is.
Okay, so would
Yep.
you? There are free seats in front of, behind them, on the other side of the aisle, wherever you want to sit.
Well, when Serval is done with the, taking stock of what items are going to be up for bid, Todrin's family would he be able to sit near them and
Yeah, you can sit on the other
still
side of.
observe
You can sit on the
the
other side of
Castellanthers?
either Rhea or of Bartholomew.
Would it be overly obvious if, from that vantage point, if he's trying to pay attention to Castellan?
They would be about halfway across the room from you.
You would be facing the people that you're sitting next to either way, so you could look past them at Castellanter. So do you want to sit next to Rhea and me, or Bart and my mom?
Maybe if there's a spot behind where Hind is sitting.
There's a spot between Mert and Rogar, just
Yeah,
right
that
on
looks
the
good
an
right
aisle
there.
seat.
Well, Serval doesn't know them, so he's not going to.
Well, and you can sit on the other side too. There's plenty of seats like directly behind the Castellanters.
All right. Well, then he'll probably sit directly across the aisle from.
Okay, he cut out there at the last minute. I'm just going to put him there, and we'll figure it out.
Yep.
So, let me see here. That's Azure Edge. That's not what I need.
Yeah,
Give
it's
me just
about
one
right.
second. So yeah, you guys come to the auction house, and on the stage, you all see there's a dwarf man, and he comes up and pulls a stool out at the lectern up on the stage and steps up onto it, and he says, "I am the auctioneer tonight, Tordek Goldhand." And you all hear a couple of groans in the room,
Yeah, already this sounds awful.
and he goes, "Without any further ado, we will begin tonight's auction with this copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters, signed by the author, Volothamp Gadarm.
Holy shit.
The bidding will begin at 50 dragons."
Just in the moment of
Oh,
silence
so many
afterwards,
dragons in here.
I'm like, I just say out loud so everybody can hear, how could you resist?
And when the bidding begins, you don't hear the typical auctioneer talk. You know how they speak really fast? Instead, you just hear, "I hear 50 gold dragons. Do I hear 60 gold dragons?" And at this point, you can just, your father is sitting behind you, Todrin, and he's just rubbing his temples like, "Oh God, why did it have to be him?"
I'm just mumbling half under my breath. Every time he says, I hear this, I hear that, I'm like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
So eventually that and a couple of other mundane items sell, and he gets to,
How
there's,
obtrusive, I'm sorry, how obtrusive is Rhea being? Like,
oh, she is all over you. Like,
God,
practically there's tongues in your ear.
yep.
It's,
Ah,
God, I'm just like leaning out of my chair, kind of into the aisle. Just,
yeah, it's,
I'm pinned by etiquette, but I wish I could die.
you actually
Pray
hear
to
at
your
one point that
goddess. Pray to your
this
goddess that
this
something
woman
will
sitting in
change.
front of you just kind of turns around and just looks at you both like, "Get a room."
My eyes are huge. Like, help me. Help me.
nice. I
So
see that, and I'm like, I go ahead and I I cast prestidigitation behind her,
Oh
and
no.
I make I make Todrin's ear taste like shit.
oh wow.
So she's like,
Like ass.
Oh God, what was that?
Saved by your wingman, man. That
Yep.
is
Oh,
When she breaks
fantastic.
contact to wipe her tongue, I'm gonna stand up, straighten my shirt coat, and just like stiffly walk down the aisle back out of the.
roll me a dexterity check against a DC. She rolled a 16 on her strength check.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna give her.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
I got a 4. So I don't make it. I don't make
No,
it.
you get about halfway up out of your chair before she pulls you right back down.
God damn.
And she goes, she just leans in real close and she whispers, "Todrin, I think there's something in your ear."
Yeah, there was. I think you got it.
Up on stage, meanwhile, you hear, "This is a staff of this is a staff of bird calls.
Fuck you guys! I worked abs yesterday.
This is a staff of bird calls. It can replicate the sound of a number of different birds. Seems somewhat irritating to me, but the bidding will begin at 50 gold dragons."
Holy shit. Seems somewhat irritating. Oh,
Oh fuck!
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
And you, Todrin, you keep catching the guy, the Tordek standing on the stage, just keeps looking at you like, really?
I'm pleading
Anyway.
him for help too.
Would anyone like to buy a staff of bird calls that will produce a number of bird sounds?
What's the bidding
Could you-
looking at?
It's at 50 gold dragons right now.
Nope.
Going once,
That was
going
just.
twice. Sold. And
Holy
next, he
fuck.
pulls out. He steps back and he brings his hat to the front and he says, and there's this just incredibly ratty-looking hat, and you just see him just stop and look at it, and he goes, Is this right?" And he turns and looks over his shoulder backstage. He goes, "Hat of vermin? What in the blazes? Fine. If you reach into this magical hat, you pull out a bat or a frog or a rat. I don't know why anyone would want this, but the bidding will begin at 50 gold dragons."
Does anybody speak up?
So far, no one seems interested in it.
Kai, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
It's
Right?
the hat of rat.
For real, this is right up Oscar's alley.
I offer 50 rats for it.
And he kind of
I snap my fingers and they start to assemble.
he kind of leans over the lectern and looks down at you sitting on this bench that you've dragged to the front aisle. And he goes, "Gold dragons, sir." Or
Oh,
whatever you
of
are.
course. I whisper down to the
Whatever
swarm of
you
rats
are.
at my feet and I request that they go find me 50 gold dragons.
Oh shit.
How specific are you in your instruction?
They're gonna start crawling all over Nobles
That's
trying to
that's
get
what I thought.
I would try to stop it, but I'm busy.
Yes, I don't see that happening either. I'm staring at you trying to find a way
As-
to help you.
As these rats begin scattering around the auction house, you see Tordek standing up there, just his eyes go wide as just rats just come out of nowhere and then just disperse throughout this entire room. And these two noble women start screaming as these rats come up their legs. And you see this guy in front of Todrin just kicks one off, and he goes, "What the hell?" And the whole room just turns into complete chaos
I start
as
yelling,
these
Oscar!
rats.
Call him off! Call him off!
We need a column of what?
This guy just starts banging a gavel, and he's, "Get them out of here!
Everybody out!
Just you!"
Okay, I got it. Everybody out!
Call him off what?
I'm gonna start ushering unidentified man and his woman
Oh, dear.
out. Please stand up. We have to leave.
Oh no.
Are you trying to pick him up and force him out, or are you just trying to get him to leave?
Well, I mean,
Persuasion-wise.
I'm searching him for gold dragons as I'm trying to helpfully get him.
I try to stand up and pull
Roll a
back down
sleight of
again.
hand check.
No.
Oh, jeez.
I can't help you, man.
You actually find a purse that happens to slip into your hand.
Oh,
Let's see.
I
Nobody
let-
seems to notice except for you.
what the fuck?
But everyone's eyes are on you, so it's weird that nobody notices that his coin pouch slips off and into your hand. It's like you were causing so much of a ruckus that they're all eyes are on you, but still.
So
it-
much chaos
does
from
it
all
feel-
the rats.
Does it feel like there's 50 coins in there?
Let's find out. It feels like there might actually be a couple of 100 coins in there.
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
I let the guy fall back into his chair. And I turn around and say, "Oh, we've got it! We've got it!" And I whistle, and all the rats start coming.
Holy shit.
And Tordek he says, "What?
Here you go,
What are you
right
do-
here.
Give
He
him the
just
whole
opens it.
pouch.
He takes the whole pouch and he just shoves this hat into your hands, and he says, "Get out!"
Just mumble,
Sit back
holy
down.
shit, some
Oh shit! I see
inflection.
that. I get up and I run over and I'm just like, Oscar, come on, and I just,
If you have a new hat, did you want one?
no, Oscar, no.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Serval is thoroughly amused.
Everyone's just staring at us except your wannabe girlfriend.
Oh god, stop it!
That's just wrong. Okay,
With my parents right behind us.
so
Your parents are just kind of green.
Oscar, where do you leave, or do you just go to the back?
I
Or
follow Bart.
okay, how far are you guys going? Are you guys leaving, or what?
No, I'm taking him back and I'm gonna sit him next to me over here.
Okay.
Between me, no, I'll put him on the other side. I was like, between me and Miss. Never mind.
Tordek kind of watches you, and he looks at you and
The
says, "My
seat's
lord,
wet."
if he gets up again, I'm
Right,
calling."
as I'm walking away, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'll be more on top of him. I'm sorry.
You just see him.
Phrasing, I know.
He puts the two fingers to his eyes, and then he points them back at you, Oscar.
I
He's
nudge
like-
Bart. Hey, Bart.
Yes, Oscar.
Is your chair wet too?
What?
What? No.
This chair is. I'm gonna swap chairs.
Oh god! Oh god!
Ah! No!
Yes, this is so worth it.
When you do that, and I'm like, I
Oh,
pick it
no.
up and I replace it with the chair on the other side of Oscar.
Oh god.
What did I miss?
Oscar sat down in the seat that Rhea was first in. At the beginning.
Okay.
Before
Okay.
she got up. Oh fuck.
And you just see Tordek. Tordek is standing up at the front and just watching as you guys, all this commotion is going on, and he's just waiting on you, and he's making sure everyone is looking at you guys. he is waiting on you, and he goes, just standing up there, just like, "Are you
During
done?"
during this time, can
Continue.
Serval get
As
like
slow as
maybe
possible.
could Serval get an insight check watching Kala punk ass and his butler
Castellan?
while
You can
yeah.
have a perception check, not necessarily an
Okay.
insight check.
As
We'll
slow
see.
as possible. Nice. Well played.
Hein, can you roll a
Oh,
perception
right.
check for
Fuck.
So,
Serval?
Sorry.
Arena and Cathra will turn to you, Bart, and she'll say, he's rather known for being the slowest auctioneer they have. He thinks the others get in too much of a hurry.
You don't say.
He is a dwarf.
Yes, but dwarves are usually a little bit more quick-witted than this.
Rather
That's-
short on patience, I say over my shoulder.
So
What
he-
is she doing to him now? Or is she just gripping to him?
I'm like talking through her arms.
yeah, she's again. It's disgusting just how much she is all over him. So he says, "This wondrous item is known as a pot of awakening." And the whole time he's doing this, his eyes are on Oscar. He goes, "Supposedly, if you plant an ordinary shrub in this clay pot, it will grow for 30 days and magically awaken. The bidding will begin at 50 gold dragons."
What does that even mean?
It'll
Roll me an
become
Arcana
sentient.
check. Hey, roll me an Arcana check.
I'm gonna do
Oh.
disadvantage because I cannot hear this fucker over the
Gross.
fucking 3.
Yeah, you don't know shit. Oscar, you're aware of the awakening spell enough to know essentially this would create an intelligent shrub.
That's crazy.
My.
That can
Bart, I
move
think
on
that
its
would. I think that's an intellect devourer tree.
No, Oscar, I don't think it is.
It
It's
makes
an
intelligent
intellect
trees,
grower.
and it can move.
Intellect grower.
eventually. And does anyone want to place a bid on it?
I don't care.
Okay. And at this point, he goes, "This," and he gestures to this full-grown owl bear that has been taxidermied. He says, "This was slain by a hunter in Westwood and taxidermied by a skilled artisan in Amphale. The bidding will begin at 300 gold dragons."
What was it again?
It's a stuffed owl bear.
A
Like
stuffed owl bear.
You've seen stuffed bears before, right? It's the
Right.
same thing. It's just an owl bear, and it's
Right, I
standing up
get
on
you.
its back legs in a kind of a
I
ferocious
thought I
pose.
heard you, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's a taxidermied owl bear.
Okay.
Holy shit.
300 gold dragons.
Is anybody bidding on it?
There are bids on it. This one, yeah. There's been bids on other things too. They're selling. Just I'm kind of waiting to
I'm
see if you
only
guys are
asking for
interested.
the ones I actually give a shit about. Sorry.
Jeez, that you actually give a shit about.
All right, if nobody has any interest in that, it sells.
I'm
and-
broke, or I
I know.
would have interest, but
Next we
not
have
an
what
owl
is
bear. But yeah.
next we have what is described as a bag of tricks. Reaching into the bag, you can pull out a small fuzzy object that, when thrown, will transform into some kind of creature. This is just like that damned hat. You see him turn around and look His eyes kind of look to Oscar, and he says, "The bidding will begin at 150 gold dragons."
Holy shit. Nope.
Any interest?
I mean, it's a
Uh,
auction if nobody speaks up.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, what, me?
No.
I accidentally posted the next one. So he goes to the next one. Here we have a ring of jumping that will apparently allow you to jump much further than you would normally be able to. The bidding will begin at 150 gold dragons.
This guy's salesmanship is just staggering.
Yeah, and you can hear every time he does, the nobles in the room just groan.
So the ring of jumping, is anyone curious about that? Interested?
There
Neg.
are
Do you have
people
the
in the
money
room.
for this stuff?
No, I'm talking about the other, because they're bidding on this.
Yes, there's bidding on
and
everything.
Serval has some.
There's bidding on everything. If you're interested in buying any of it,
I forget what the other. Well, actually, I don't think I ever found out what all the list of items were, and so I'm trying to figure out what Serval might be interested in, if anything.
well, so
Ring of
far
jumping could be used.
the only magic items have been the Staff of Bird Calls, the Hat of Vermin that Oscar got, the Pot of Awakening, and the Bag of Tricks. And this Ring of Jumping is the next one.
And
The hat.
is
of
there any
Vermin.
others?
There are others on display, yes.
Any amulets?
No amulets, but we'll get to what they have.
All right.
They don't have them out for anyone to see. They're bringing them on stage one at a time.
So there's no way to strategize or
No,
have. All right.
no. So 150 going once, going twice,
Help me!
and you eventually see the ring of jumping is sold. And then he brings up this is a large collection of dragon scales taken from the battlefield at the Well of Dragons 4 years ago.
Oh,
Founding
shit.
members of the Iron Talon are said to have handled some of them in the aftermath. The bidding will begin at 150 gold dragons.
Oh, shit.
There's actually a lot of interest in this item, and the bidding goes up quite quickly. And soon it's to 200, 250, 3. By the time they get up to
You're-
about 450, the yeah,
50.
Lord Castellanter says, "May I inspect it?" Tordek just kind of says, "Be my guest, my lord." And you'll see Lord Castellanter stands up, approaches the thing, and takes a look. And Oscar, you're the closest. No, wait, you were the closest. You're not anymore. I'm just gonna say, anybody.
Serval's been kind
all
of
of you,
eyeing.
all of you can roll a perception check to see what, if anything, you can hear.
Okay.
Todrin at disadvantage.
Got it.
Self-imposed. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's accurate. So Serval got a 25. I got a 5. Bert got
Serval's
11.
paying attention. And so what you hear him ask is, I was told there would be metallic dragon scales included. Is there another set? And Tordek says, I'm afraid not. You have my apologies, Lord Castellanter.
Oh, shit.
And Lord Castellanter kind of grits his teeth and turns around. With a 25, you can tell he's not happy. He turns around and goes back to his chair, and he stops bidding on it.
That sounds
And
like Oz
eventually,
got him here.
it does eventually sell for about 500 gold pieces.
Wow.
So, are you familiar at all with Damascus steel? Sir,
yes.
specifically, I mean to
Ooh.
Lanner.
Damn, that is some sexy stuff.
Holy shit.
Lanner, are you familiar with Damascus steel?
I'm certain that he is.
I figure he
Yeah,
probably
so hold
is.
on. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a picture here. Just a second.
Wow.
Okay. This is a magical dagger found in Undermountain by a group of adventurers this last 10 day. It is several centuries old and quite beautiful for elven craftsmanship. A little bit of a, you guys can tell he's a dwarf. He doesn't think too
Yep.
highly of it.
Yep.
I'm told that under the light of the moon, it has an inscription that reads, "Life is a series of mysteries," which is part of a prayer to Sahagin Moonbow. The bidding will begin at 300 gold dragons. Now, just so you know, what you've got here is basically a +1 dagger.
Nice. So I'm sorry, I was getting gas for my vehicle. The previous thing that Castle Lantern was interested in, but then disappointed. What was that?
It was a large set of dragon scales, and he asked specifically if there were metallic dragon scales included, and there were not. It's only chromatic.
Only chromatic.
And he
Okay.
stopped bidding on it when he heard that.
So my guess is that was
Fantastic.
how Zardoz got him here, was by misinforming him about the contents of the auction.
Can Serval get an insight about, further insight besides Castle Lantern's just pissed because he didn't get metallic dragons?
What are you looking for? Anything specific? Go ahead and roll an insight check for him.
Just trying to discern how important it is that he finds metallic dragon scales. I mean,
He's
was there anything that we
seems
remember in the information that Vincent brought that
no,
referenced it? Okay.
nothing in the information that Vincent had, but he did seem
Is it to him that he gets?
it did seem really important, and he seemed more than a little miffed.
All right, thank you. All right, so and now we're fast forward back to the dagger. I'm sorry for
Yeah.
backtracking.
So it's just
Um,
it's essentially a +1 dagger. I don't know if you got the
yeah,
picture I
I
sent
did.
to
I'm
you.
looking at it right now. It's pretty.
Bidding will begin at 300 gold dragons on dagger.
Well, Serval doesn't. I mean, he has enough to bid, but not enough to keep up with everybody else. So once everybody else starts bidding on it,
Yeah, you might get lucky.
I'll just wait and see what else drops on the deal on the. Oh, yeah.
So it goes up to 350, and it stays hovering about 350 for a while. And
Yeah, I don't think Serval could go much over 350, honestly.
if you're not going to place a bid, it's gonna sell for 350.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how much gold, but the bar, the electrum, and then a few gold beyond that. And
So
that's
you've got
all I remember Serval having.
you have 2 gold trade bars that are worth 250, in addition to 102 gold pieces and 10 platinum pieces. So you've got the money if you wanted it.
Well, for a dagger, as pretty as that is, unless there was something else magical about it, not really.
Yeah, the only thing that they say is that because it's elven, it weighs half as much as you would expect it to.
Essentially mithril type.
Yeah. So unless anyone's going to buy it, it's going to sell.
Nope.
And the last item on the list is, lastly tonight, we have this magnificent set of elven chain. This was also discovered by adventurers in Undermountain. So armors can effectively be worn by anyone. The bidding will begin at 1,000 gold dragons. And I rolled each of these, with the exception of the common magic items, because they don't have a table for those for this specifically. But the Bag of Tricks, Ring of Jumping, the +1 dagger, and this elven chain were all rolled on tables. So
Nice. Well,
yeah, I don't
yeah,
think you guys have 1,000.
Serval's mostly using this time to observe Castellanter and,
Okay.
whomever else that sticks out to him.
So,
All right. So the auction ends. You guys make your way outside, and Zardoz will come with you. And he says, "My friends, we have some matters to discuss. Shall we?"
well, when we all stand up, I mean, I know I've got her hanging on me, probably. I want to greet mother and father, and I don't know, talk to them a little bit, let them know what's going on.
And he will approach Rhea, and he will say, "My dear, I apologize profusely, but I really must steal your dear friend here for just a moment, if you don't mind.
Your dear friend.
And he rolled a natural 19 plus
Yes.
Numbers.
I don't even know what. It's
He
a
rolled
huge
yes.
amount. So, and she's just like enamored with Zardoz.
Absolute Twitter page.
Oh, Zardoz. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to save you from her to get her off of you so you can all leave.
Okay, gotcha.
And he says, "Go, we return to the manor."
And yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Don't say that so loud.
Just see him smile. So you guys all return to Trollskull Manor after the auction.
Okay.
And he comes in. There are people in the room, and he just makes his way right up the stairs up to the second floor, makes himself right at home. And
Oh.
Such decorum, that one.
I don't know whether to love him or hate him. But he saved my life tonight, so he gets a pass on my account.
so yeah, you guys. Let's see here.
I think there's something in your ear. Nope, you got it.
there was, you got it.
So he just walks into the den and into the makes himself at home at the table. I'm just gonna bring this up here, but I may or may not put tokens on it. Let's see. Do I have his token handy? I do have his token handy.
Zardoz Lord.
You got one of his tokens handy.
At least.
So when you guys enter, you pass Krebig and Felric. And you remember Krebig was the one that lost his hand, and
Is he still missing his hand?
he is still currently missing his hand. It's wrapped up, but he doesn't look too worse for wear, all things considered.
Okay.
And Jarlaxle he goes to the table and kicks his feet up and says, "Would any of you care to guess what that was like that?"
Well, it seems he wants something.
Hold on, what?
Metallic dragon.
Only Sir Vol was privy to the
Oh,
dragon scale interaction.
Yeah,
sorry, shitty perception. My bad.
Okay. He'll share it with you though. He will say,
yeah. Serval would lay that out. And
Well, you go ahead and tell. I didn't catch it. We're good.
"Please."
gentlemen, it would seem that our Lord Castellanter is overly concerned with metallic dragon scales. Now, Neverember's vault, it needs more than the Stone of Golor, doesn't it? Stone of Golor is only part of the equation, correct?
Precisely. And at this point, he looks like Jarlaxle now, and he says, "It would seem that the vault requires 3 keys. My men and I have uncovered what we believe may be."
You cut
Lord
out
Cast-
kinda. You said it takes 3 keys. They think they've got one.
that we think we know what one of them may be, and tonight confirmed.
Hmm.
We believe that Lord Castellanter is in need of metallic dragon scales.
Interesting. And it looks at Todrin. Don't you all have a friend that might assist us with this?
Indeed.
I don't know if a dragonborn scales will work.
Not who I'm thinking of. The one that I
Oh
shit
my
my
lord,
pants
alright.
And
that
Jarlax will
came up
just
out of the water, and I just about shat myself.
Jarlax was nodding his head, and he goes, "Indeed."
Dragon!
Right. Oh, okay.
Now we still don't quite know what the other keys may be, how many there may be, but these things typically threes. So
We'll have to get our man on it, it seems.
about that,
Oh,
tell me, how well do you know this Vincent Branch?
I just laugh.
That's what I thought.
We saved his life, but it doesn't seem to, uh, count for much.
And what is he doing right now?
I just laugh again. Lander's gone.
He's back.
Oh, there he is.
And
Yeah,
he
I
goes,
just laugh again.
so allow me to get this straight. You see, yesterday while you were indisposed, I delivered Vincent Trench's payment, despite my misgiving.
Okay.
You see, I am a man of my word.
Well, I mean, that one,
He
that
kind of
one
cocks his,
specific word.
he kind of cocks his head at you, and he says, "Allow me to reiterate my position. I have chosen to work with you, despite the trouble you have caused me. You have killed one of my men, and his brother turned against me, because I chose not to strike back against you for it. I even sent my men to aid you when I learned that Nora was planning to attack you during Trolltide. You asked me to meet and inform me that the dragon staff of Acheron is now off the table. And now Felrect, he gestures to Felrect standing in the corner, tells me that he believes your midnight negotiations were the reason that he and Krebig were discovered and ambushed. If that is the case, you are now responsible for the maiming of one of my lieutenants as well. See, rather than take part in this investigation yourselves, as my men and I have, you have instead relied on an investigator you do not know, who you hired and then stuck me with the bill, while you have spent the last several days doing what?
I'm nodding the whole time, show a little bit of guilt for Krebig,
I
for sure.
I have given you extensive intel on the Xanathar Guild that you will not find anywhere else. And yesterday, I helped to rid your house of spies, and you thank me for by threatening to break our deal if I did not put myself and my men at risk in broad daylight. You know what they do to
In
drow?
all due respect, sir, we did not realize until after the fact of your different aliases. And yes, in the heat of the moment, certain assertions were made. You have done a great deal for us,
See,
and we greatly appreciate this.
I feel as if you have abused my generosity and my good nature. Our alliance thus far has been far too one-sided, I would say. So, no more games. I want the stone. I want the location of the vault. And I want the gold found.
That is fair. So, what do you
Consider,
propose?
well,
Do we break the
since,
law and enter into Castle Lantern's property? Or
well,
do we observe Castle Lantern and attempt to undermine his movements? Because, quite
first,
honestly, that would be my preference.
first things first. Since the dragon's staff of Acheron is off the table, as you put it, I have given some thought to the matter, and I have a counteroffer that I believe will suit us all. Simply put, I want the Stone of Golor, when this is all said and done, in place of the dragon. Considering the trouble it has caused the City of Splendors, I am certain that the Lords of Waterdeep would just as soon prefer to have never heard its name in the first place, much less ever again. This is non-negotiable.
Well,
I
I
will
suppose if
certainly
it's
take that to their attention and make your demand known in this regard.
This is non-negotiable.
Considering the Stone of Golor is a vault of knowledge, but a fickle
oh
one
my
at
god,
that, I
I will
I can
tend
see
to
the
that.
desire to keep it.
I will tend to that matter myself. Do not worry. So, our goal here is still the same, is it not? To return this gold to its rightful owner, the City of Waterdeep, is it not?
correct.
All I am asking is to
Indeed, sir.
Stone of Golor, and for Luskan's admit into the Lord's Alliance, which I still believe that you can help with.
I have to be
Oh,
honest, sir, after seeing you in action, uh, your methods seem questionable, but you do seem to be a rather good team player. I do believe I can uphold my end of that bargain.
I should hope so.
Again, that was for me to try. I cannot personally guarantee that vote. But
after
I
tonight,
understand.
Todrin, you seem to be doing your father proud, and he may be more inclined to listen to you.
So,
right, but I do need to point out, not to incriminate or accuse you of anything, Jarlaxle, but in the interest of that particular promise, your personal behavior and that of your crew will help my case in that regard. So the
quite
more
frankly, your behavior has not been what I was hoping for either.
that's not what I mean. Again, I'm not accusing you of any wrongdoing. I'm saying specifically for me to present the best case to my father, any way that you can show yourself in a good light in the meantime would greatly help with that. I'll do all I can. That's what I promised, and that's what I will do. I'm just
Understood.
saying, any good face you can give yourself, it will go a long way.
Though,
So,
do regaling your father with how much help he's providing us will help. I
Right.
want to point that out.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. That's what I promised to do. I just want to let you know.
so it is the belief of my crew and I that Lord Castellanter is in possession of the Stone of Golor.
And
That's a
it is
solid
our
bet.
belief
How would
as
you
well.
suggest we liberate it from his possession?
Well, I have some ideas that would make our paladin friend here a little squidgy, and then I've got some ideas that would be more up his alley. And so,
Let's hear the ones up his alley, since he has such a interest in keeping
well,
things on the up and up.
I appreciate your sensitivity, all of you.
well, the ideas that I have for him for maintaining integrity would be to more or less follow the laws of Waterdeep, observe, watch our friend Castle Lantern. We know he is desperate for metallic dragon scales. I'm sure there is a way that we could manufacture some fake ones to throw him off the scent and to delay him. And then we can also acquire our own the from the dragon in the bay. Possibly, we may be able to convince him to spare any that he may shed. And then we observe and what other keys Neverember seems to need, he is going to become more and more desperate as time goes on. I would suggest that we manufacture facsimiles to tide him over and to think, let him think that he has what he needs, and then when he has everything that he needs, we follow him to the vault itself. At the
On
vault
that,
itself, we can potentially, ambush him, or later on, uh, relieve him of the Stone of Golor and utilize the keys ourselves and
on that subject,
enact them.
I have an inkling. This tower that Lord Castlehunter suddenly wants to buy.
Oh yes, indeed. I forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that back
So
up to our attention. It may have to do with that tower. It may
I'll
be
tell you
underneath the
what,
tower.
I will make you a deal. It's your choice. Would you prefer to find this Stone of Golor, most likely within his villa, or would you prefer to investigate tower?
Kind.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm thinking. What do we know about the tower? Is this something that's under guard?
Hmm.
Is this well populated? Because
To the
obviously the
best,
villa is both.
the best of my understanding, there are a number of House Rajnar guard there, and the Lady Rajnar comes and goes.
Are we
Lord,
talking
not really.
garrison housing for the
Oh,
troops?
no, I don't think so. No, five
Protection
or
for
six,
something in the tower.
5 or 6, I think.
Oh, well, that sounds
Not
like
a lot, a significant amount, but not overly large.
right. I
He
have
just
to
says,
be honest. You have to understand our limitations as public faces. Uh,
And
that
as nobles of the Waterdeep, in regards to Todrin and Bartholomew.
as well as members of the Grey Force Grey. So I think the tower sounds like something more suitable to our talents and position.
deal.
What do y'all think?
I concur.
All right then. You will investigate the tower. My men and I will figure out some way to liberate the Stone of Golor from Lord Castlehunter's villa.
Also, Serval had a really good idea. I like the idea of giving him everything he needs except for one piece, which we are holding. We follow him to his goal, and then liberate him of all the working pieces at the end. That's
The
a solid plan.
Do you know of anyone who could create such a facsimile?
Not now. That would be step one. I'm just saying, just throwing it
well,
out there. That was clever doing.
we could, if we had a little bit more magical we could, you know, get one of the chromatic scales
So they have the magical
and make it
presence.
appear like it's a metallic scale. But
So fake
oh,
the identity, not the substance.
but
I like
to
it.
be honest,
I mean,
uh,
it's worth looking into.
So you would what? You would buy a souvenir dragon scale and have it plated in gold?
well, that could be possible. However, I'd be more likely to be discovered by someone who is versed in these things. We would need to possibly use a
Well, to be
little
fair,
bit of
he's
magic
going to
to
figure
make
out
it.
it's a fake when the door doesn't open anyway.
Well, that's
Well,
when we
that's
hit
the
him.
point.
Yeah.
Well, either we ambush him at that point, or when he's storming off, confused why things are not working in his direction, then the stone could be relieved from him and we could slip in and enter the vault. However, that leaves a lot of room for us to make a miscalculation, a misstep. Personally, I prefer to have my hands on the Stone of Golor because that would have the greatest chance of us actually succeeding.
This is fair.
Well,
So,
We'll start with the tower our primary focus, as we're agreeing here.
all right. Well then, I shall be off then, and see you soon.
Indeed.
Serval stands up and says, "Excuse me a moment, sir.
Certainly.
I have possibly misjudged you to at least some degree. Your city has a very poor reputation, and considering my prior occupation as a sailor, I had some misgivings against it, and possibly some misgivings against you as your race precedes your person. And I want to apologize to you and hope that the city that you represent, that you have great influence in, can make changes and when it enters the Lord's Alliance.
Roll a persuasion check for Serval, please.
Hang on. Before he rolls, I want to jump in right on his tail. And in addition to that, while your inclination toward deception has confused, offended, and befuddled me on multiple occasions, you have always been there.
Smiling from ear to ear.
You have been there when you could, as you could, and represented yourself well. While I don't profess to liken you as of yet, I think we can work well in this endeavor, and I do apologize for any offense I may have given.
I am sure you'll come around.
So, can I lend him advantage?
Sure.
Sweet. Persuasion advantage. Ooh, 24.
So he seemed more than a little irritated with you guys there for a while, but Serval seems to have, at the very
Smooth the
least,
feathers.
smoothed things out a little bit. Yeah. He says, very well. I hope that this endeavor does benefit us both. So I will
Answer
bid
me
you a good
one
night.
thing before you leave.
What's that?
Did you ever actually know Vivi?
Briefly, he was a good man.
Can I incite him? See if he's
Sure.
lying to me? Not that I can ever break this guy's fucking cool. 15.
As far as you can tell, he seems honest about that.
You seem honest. As I said, I don't know how to read you, sir, but I appreciate the sentiment.
He nods his head. Well, my men and I will begin planning for whatever it is that we need to do to get the Stone of Golor, and good luck with the tower.
And you as well.
Sir,
A pleasure as usual, Axel.
How are you guys on time?
Probably a
I'm
little-
solid.
What, Drax?
As long as we don't jump into combat.
Yeah, I'm down to keep going. See if we can get something done here.
Kai, how about you? How are you feeling?
Done.
You done?
Oh yeah.
That's
Okay.
fair. That is fair. This
All
is a
right.
good stopping point.
Yeah, this is a good stopping point.
So this is
All right.
nighttime. We're
No, you're good.
crashing for the night.
Yeah, you don't have to
This
apologize,
would
dude, you're good.
this would be the end of the night. So you'd be getting a long rest after this unless you were to go in the middle of the night, which you could if you wanted to.
Well,
Let's
just to
make
give
that the last call. Do you guys want to do you want to go tonight or do you want to go in the morning or sometime over the next couple of days?
oh,
At the very least, to kind of gauge and do a little scouting might be prudent,
okay.
and have an idea, like an actual first-hand account of.
Well, on that subject, I'll just say Krebs and Felrecht have taken a look at it. They can tell you what they've seen if that would help.
The basic info.
Yeah. So the basics of what they have are, and I'm going to keep this as short as I can. So it is not a very tall tower. It's only 2 floors. Best they can
That's
tell,
an
there's
apartment, not a tower. Sorry.
there's a chimney. There's like a room out at the base that's like attached to the tower. This ought to give you a basic idea of what you're looking at. So I know Serval, I know Lanner, you can't see the picture, but I'll make sure you get it before the night's out. And as best that they can tell, there are only at most 6 guards.
How often do they rotate? You know, we can save this for the next session because most likely we just won't even remember half of this unless
That's
we
probably
rewatch
true.
it. Well, we could do that. We could rewatch it before next time. But
For
Since
Kai's sake.
yeah, and since we're
Yeah.
planning on not leaving for tonight, I want to undergo intense attempts at beseeching Suni tonight. I mean,
Mhm.
Todd literally will not stop until either he hears from her or the sun comes up.
Okay.
He
I'll tell
needs
you
it
what.
tonight.
Let's call it here, and you and I will tend to that now. How's
Okay.
that?
Yeah,
Or do
that's fine.
you want to wait till next time?
I just wanted to give you warning. You handle it as you see fit.
Well, if you want to, we can do it now.
Okay. Yeah, let's
I'm
do
okay
it now.
doing it next time, but okay. All right, so he and I are going to go to a different room then.
All right.
But
well, then in
other-
that case, have a good night, Kai.
Yeah, other than that, we're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, good night,
so.
guys.
Good
night,
Kai, dude, thank you for
Rest
showing
well.
up, man. I know you weren't really feeling it, so I hope you had a good time, and
Indeed, dude.
Yeah.
we were
did.
glad to have you.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
dude.
much.
There was some good moments there.
Always are.
I apologize that the auction didn't go to maybe as well as anyone was hoping. Excuse me. I apologize that the auction
It's
didn't go as
alright.
well as anyone was hoping. Just those were random rolls, and I knew as I was rolling them, it's like, oh, these are going to be out of their price range and maybe not what they're looking for.
Basically, everything's out of our price range, isn't it?
This is
Yeah.
true. This is true.
Yeah.
And you warned us
Serval's
multiple
the only-
times. That's the point of the auction house. It's fucking random.
Yeah.
That's not your fault.
All right.
So, anyways, y'all have a good night. Talk again
Night.
soon.
Right on.
Well, okay, they're asking if they can join. Are you okay with that?
That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right, I'm going to talk to them briefly, just real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I should stay here then.
Drax,
so I'm gonna drop this credit card down the wall.
Okay, so Kaysen is more comfortable just keeping the stuff you guys, so
Oh, okay.
which makes sense. It's just between you guys.
Yeah, this is really not anything that they would know about anyway, and it feels better to keep it between
yeah,
you
okay.
and Suni rather than
I like it either way, so this is cool.
okay.
All right, cool. Right on. Well, have a good night, guys.
I'm gonna pop up
Uh,
real quick, just
are you
for a
gonna
second.
crash now, Drax, or can I talk to you after?
How long do you think it's gonna be?
Nobody knows.
Oh,
You'll
we won't
be
be long.
I will go to bed here in like 20, 30 minutes unless
We'll
you
be
come
done before
down, in
then.
which case. Okay.
yeah, I imagine.
All
Yeah,
right.
this won't be 5, maybe 10 minutes tops.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll be down here.
Cool, man.
Right on.
All right, I'm gonna pop up real quick. Okay.
Yes.
I hate to change my mind on them, but it feels better that they don't
Yeah.
don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so what do you do?
I do my thing. With the mirror and the contemplation, the still posing, the looking for um changes in the mirror and the reflection. I
Okay.
I beseech her with prayers. Uh, just after a while, if nothing's happened, just um that you know clearly I'm here to do some work for you, and as things have happened and friends have died, sadly, I have come to a position where I think I'm ready for some guidance. I really need some guidance. I have lost friends to enemies, and I have lost friends for no apparent reason. And I don't know what you need or want from me, but you've given me a lot, and I want to return the favor if I can. And yeah,
So and how long do you spend on this?
like I said, if I don't hear anything, I'm literally awake the entire night and will suffer the exhaustion points the next day. Uh,
Okay.
but
So
I'm hoping
eventually,
maybe exhaustion points anyway.
eventually you do nod off,
Okay.
and during your you begin to dream, and Suni comes to you, and
Uh,
she reaches down and places her hand upon your cheek and
I
raises your chin
immediately
up.
drop a knee.
Do you say anything?
Nope, no. I just as soon as I see her, I take a knee and bow. Wait for her.
My champion, my chosen, Todrin Emgath.
Yes, my lady, please, please help me.
What is it you need help with?
This predicament that I am in, as well as I don't know. I don't know how this works. I clearly there's an issue in the temple.
Yes, I know. I
What
fear I have returned the mirror too soon. There's not meant to be any fighting over it this way.
rat? I fear that was a good part my fault of misunderstanding. But what what should I do? Ayana was a friend. Do I need to take action to remove her?
I fear it may come to that.
I don't know if there's any other way. She's left me no option. She threatened me. She questions you. She neglects her duties.
I know.
I don't want this between me and her, but she has left me no option here. I don't am I to behave independently of the church or just independently of her?
How do you wish to act?
I want to see a full support for you and your vision. As I said to Ayana, your way of living, it's simple beauty. How can you go wrong?
To see the beauty in everything, to love all, to be with all, to enjoy everything. Yes?
Yes,
Todrin, this may sound strange to you, but I want you to take the mirror
you're
out of
cutting
the
out.
vault.
Take the mirror out of the vault.
I'm gonna switch to
Push, push
Yeah.
to talk. Okay.
the soft whispering thing is not working for me with the voice activation.
Right.
I want you to take. Hang on just a second. She says, "You are one of my most loyal knights. Are you not?
I just nod.
You would do anything.
Whatever you need.
This may sound strange, but I need you to take the mirror and shatter it.
Destroy your.
To send it back to me. Shattering it will do that."
Okay. Okay. I can accomplish this.
She just nods her head and she's good. Lorelei will help if she can. I know it.
Yes, I love her.
You see her smile. She goes, "She loves you too."
Just a big fucking grin on Todd's face. Well, that's a win. Sorry.
He says,
Sorry.
"The people love you. The church, people, the temple goers adore you. By and large, Ayana is an outlier.
Okay. Should I fix that? Maybe.
This will help.
Oh shit.
She means that taking care of the mirror.
Oh, taking care of the mirror will help.
She places her hands on your cheeks, and leans down and kisses you on the forehead, and she says, "Come with me."
Anywhere.
And in your dream, she leads you to just. It is the most beautifully decorated bedroom that you can imagine. The it's one of these the four poster beds that has the like silk around it.
The canopy.
Right, canopy bed. That's what I was looking for. And she takes you into that bed,
Oh shit.
and it is as erotic a dream as you have ever had.
Oh. Okay. That's fucking awesome. Okay. Yeah, Todd's into it big time.
All right.
And that's the fade to black on the vision.
Yeah. And you wake up the next morning. Did you really stay up that long? Because if you do, I'm going to make you suffer a point of
No,
exhaustion.
yeah,
But
yeah, absolutely. I'm that was the
in
price I
fact,
wanted to pay.
in fact, all things considered, you would probably take one anyway because
Yeah,
of
that's
so.
exactly.
So yeah. So I'm going to give
Oh
you a point of
shit.
exhaustion,
Yep, that's fair. Okay.
which, for the record, lasts until you have a long rest.
Until I have a long rest. Yep.
So
Disadvantage till the next night.
let me see here. I believe that's how that works, is it not?
I believe so. The first point is just disadvantage on skill checks.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Ability.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make a mark here just to remind me that you're exhausted on fantasy grounds. Are you still in fantasy grounds?
Yes. Yes, I am. Holy fuck. That's crazy.
Can you see it?
Wow. Where would it be?
Did that work? It was on the combat tracker.
Oh,
Just should just say exhaustion 1.
yep, exhaustion 1, and if I roll an ability check,
I may have to do something about that. Uh,
I mean, if it's, we can
I
remember.
I know there's a way to do it. I just have to figure out what that way is.
Yeah, I mean, you got all kinds of time. Fucking week.
Yeah, I'll figure it out sometime between now and then. Anyway,
Cool. Thank you for that, man. And thank you, seriously, for matching me, if not exceeding me, in this awesome,
what do you mean?
this whole love paladin thing.
Oh man, Rhea was awesome, wasn't she?
Yeah,
I
that was
wanted to.
amazing.
Okay, for the record, I'm glad that was amazing because I was worried it wasn't enough.
No, it was
Like I
great.
didn't want to. That was the thing with it. I didn't want to go too far with it, and at the same time, I was like, I hope this is enough of it. So
Yeah. I mean, because on one hand, I'm only one of 4 players, so I didn't want to
yeah,
monopolize everything. So I feel like there was enough to where it got the point across plenty. And honestly, I think you did. It was a perfect time to do it because I couldn't run away. Etiquette had me pinned.
yeah.
It was perfect.
I was sitting here racking my brain. Okay, how the fuck do I get them in that room? And I'm like, Zardoz.
Yeah, that was perfect. Yeah, and you baited him with Wow, dude. God damn it, Kazin. You were fucking good at this.
Oh,
This is
I didn't bait him. Jarlaxle did.
well. You baited yourself. I don't know. However you want to fucking phrase it, man. That's amazing. It was so good.
I've said it before. Jarlaxle, all of it. Jarlaxle, Zarazord, never caught to a lesser extent. I haven't quite delved as deep into his own unique personality, I think.
You
But
but you used that
yeah,
perfectly when you brought it in out of the blue in the last episode. That was fucking awesome. That was really
yeah,
cool.
I'm really glad because as the adventure is written, you pick one villain and the others are just put aside. You don't use them, and I'm like, why would I do that when there's so much potential here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my
And
god.
I don't know if you caught it. Bart was the only one that got the message here, but Mert and Ramalia are both harpers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were there, uh, sitting directly behind two Zentarum agents that were sitting about 4 rows in front. So you were
Right.
sitting right behind two Zentarum agents that they were watching. So
Yeah.
there was a completely other operation going on there that you guys did not know about.
Right. Yeah. And Todd's oblivious to it for sure. But
Yeah.
I did catch that. Yeah. I was like, wait, they're unlabeled. Holy shit, that's crazy. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask, what did you think of that particular vision?
It was much needed. That was why I mentioned worshiping
Hmm.
Suni last camp episode because, I've always said, Todd has been largely without guidance or understanding, so just been kind of winging it. And so you would have been completely within your rights to deny me a vision, but I'm really glad I got one. I'm really glad. Really glad.
Awesome. All right.
Really, really glad.
I think they may be talking still up there. So do you want to hop on up
Yeah,
and
let's do it.
talk to them?
Things because they
Hey,
grew
hey.
up in. Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, hey, hey. Stream is still going. Should I cancel
Oh
or?
wow. Y-
Yeah, you can turn it off
we're
now.
just
Well, we're
talking
talking
about.
about TV now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Stream
talking
is
about
over.
shows.